Get a chance here to drill up this Hammer 3D offset. Boy, I can't see.
So big, you can't even see my face. Ballin' on the court, make them chase. Buzzer beater, shot clock, first place.
The 3D offset by Hammer. It's a hybrid. Comes with, I believe, 2000. If I'm wrong on that, I'm gonna correct it. I'm gonna put the specs in the video. Probably when I bowl, you'll see it on my left. Probably the way I've been doing it. But I've thrown the other two recent 3Ds. I know this ball's kind of a bring back from the past, but I have thrown the other 3Ds. The first one, I liked it for what it was. When I kept my angles in front of me, it was a pretty good ball. I'm trying to remember if that was a hybrid or solid. I don't remember for sure. I feel like it was a hybrid. I'm not going to swear to that though. For those of you that can correct me on that, feel free to put it in the comments. Then the second one was a Pearl. Pretty sure about that one. It was the blue one. And the blue one, I don't know if it was just a cover or what, but whatever about that cover allowed it to pop off the spot a little bit better. Now this one comes with the HK22 and Cohesion additive, and you can really smell that citrus smell coming off of it. It's really strong. I'm gonna drill this one up, kind of my normal ASIM average layout. I say the average one. If I don't want to do anything tricky with a bowling ball, I kind of stick around the same numbers for my ASIMs. I also do the same thing for my Sims. I'm doing that for this bowling ball because I want it to be a ball that I use a lot. I'm hoping I get a lot of use out of this ball. I do feel like it's going to be fairly strong, not too crazy, but fairly strong. But I don't want to manipulate what the reaction is going to be too much. I don't want the bowling ball to tell me what it does, in a sense. When I do want to get a little tricky, I start getting a little bit aggressive in my layouts and stuff. But on this one, I'm going to go with what was it? 50 by 4.5 by 35. 50 by 4.5, 35 is right in that range where I like to drill a lot of my ASIMs that I get to use a lot. So we're going to drill that up that way, and see what it does. All right, let's get to drilling. I said let's get to drilling, but we're going to lay it out first. Get my stuff. Okay, get my pencil. Hopefully this isn't one of those bad pencils. I don't know what happened. I got some pencils that weren't the greatest. There. Get this sticker off. I don't waste no time. I get the sticker off right out of the gate. So, get my glasses on so I can see. Old man glasses. Yeah, that's one of them funky pencils. Let's see if I can get a better one. I don't know what happened to that batch of pencils, but it's not good. Can't see them. I might have ordered the wrong ones. I'm not sure, but they can't see them. Yep, this one works. Okay. Draw your first line, pin, then through the mass bias. Put your 0 on the pin. Make sure the spine is lined up. 0 on the center of the pin. And we'll go 50. Draw that line. Leaves you with the 50-degree angle right here. That's called your drilling angle. And then 4.5. I'm put 4.5 on the pin. Mark it at 0. And flip it the other direction. Draw my VAL at 35. Right here. Draw with that. Those two intersect. That's your VAL angle, which is up here. That's the 35 there. 50 here. Then 4.5 pin to PAP. Now for my PAP, it is 3/4 up, so I'm going to go 3/4 down. And then line up on that VAL with my spine. And it's 5 5/8 over, so I'm going to draw my line all the way across so I can see it. And then I'm going to find 5 5/8 and make a mark. And then I'll put my spine on that, go to where that intersects, draw the final line, which is going to be where I'm going to drill the bowling ball. And this intersection is going to be the center of my grip. So you'll be able to see that right there. This X marks the spot for the center of my grip. So then I take half of my length of my grip, go down, that's where my thumb line is, and the other half of my grip go up, that's where my fingers go. And that's it. That is laying out the Hammer 3D offset. What is it? Assault? Assault. 3D offset Assault. Now me personally, when I go to lay this out and I got all this done, there's half my span. I come down here, now to each their own. This is what I do. I mark where my thumb goes and I drill my thumb. I don't mark both fingers and thumb. Why is that? Because I'm human, and if I screw anything up, it's hard to fix. So it's just an old habit. I've always done it that way. It don't matter. You can draw both lines. You can drill them all without rechecking yourself. Feel free. If your lines are right, you're going to be fine. But if for some reason you did something wrong, you can't recheck it after you get holes in it. It's too late. So I drill the thumb. It ain't going to hurt nothing. And then I go and I check my span. If everything is done right, it's going to land in the same spot anyway. So that's what I do. All right, now we get to drilling. I could be wrong. Pretty sure I did 50 by 4.5 by 35. I know it's been a week, I forgot, but that should be what I got on here. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it in the video. I'm also going to put the specs in the video so that you guys can take a look at that. I did throw the other 3D offsets that they've released recently. I still don't remember if the first one, I know it had pearl in it, the purple one. I don't remember if it was a hybrid or just all pearl. I know it came with surface like this one, but I don't remember if it was a pearl or a hybrid. And then the last one, the Attack, I think it was. This is the Assault, was blue. The Attack was blue. It was pearl. The blue pearl Attack 3D offset had more pop on the back end. That did not have the cohesion. So this has the cohesion, but you can really smell that citrus coming out of it. I've done like 2 warm-up shots before now, so it should be at least close. That's a little right of target. A little right of target I'm carrying around. So I did get a chance to throw this ball. I know I showed in the video and then it's cutting over to me throwing it. I did not get a chance to make the video that day. There was just too much going on. I couldn't get it done. So now I'm back at it again today to get the video done. So I did have some time to throw this, which is kind of good because now it has a little bit of a shine on it, which I like doing the videos that way too, because that's what it's going to look like. I've got about maybe 7 games on it so far. And it's 2000 grit coming out of box, so it shined up pretty quick. I don't know about that one. The one I don't know about strikes. I got it on target, but I didn't like how I let go of it, but I could lie to you and tell you that's what I meant to do, which, you know, we'll go with that. That's what I meant to do, but it really wasn't what I meant to do. So all the other 3D offsets, the other 2, I shouldn't say all the other 2 that were recently released, they were slow off the spot. The Attack was a little bit quicker, but the purple one was really slow off the spot. Yeah, that ain't bad, but it is right at target. I let go of that one good, but missed right. Anyway, the concern for this ball is the original purple one was really good when you keep your pocket and your angles more in front of you, but it struggled when you moved left. It had the ball need to get to change direction. And then the blue one did a little better at that. You were able to get a little further, a little more versatile, which makes sense. It was a pearl. Now they brought this back out as a hybrid with surface. I've heard of people putting compound on it, to each their own. I did not do that. I just allowed the lane to shine the ball up itself and see what it would give me there. And so far, it's given me a really good shape. That ain't bad. It's giving me a really good shape. It is still slower off the spot versus some other stuff. So you take another hybrid with recent releases just off the top of my head. So like the Pure Envy by Hammer. The Pure Envy by Hammer is much more dramatic off of the break point. The Mantra, it's also another asymmetrical hybrid. It's more dramatic off the point, off the break point. Whereas this one's still slower in comparison to those. Now, that can be good and it can be bad. Balls that jump really hard off of the break point sometimes can be hard to control on tougher stuff. So I would say this is going to be very useful. I just used it in a tournament. Not something tough, but it was a challenge pattern. And it allowed me to play my angle. Oh, there we go. That's that slow off the spot stuff. It allowed me to play my angle more in front of me and more predictable at the break point, and I was able to keep the ball in play a lot better. And it had enough teeth. It is fairly strong. It had enough teeth to read the lane at the right point early enough. And it worked out really well for me most of the day until the last game, and then I won't go through all the things that happened that game, but for the most part, the ball worked really well in that case. It was a 43-foot pattern, chromium. It's a challenge pattern. It's not hard, but it's not easy. If you throw it bad, you're gonna know real quick. If you throw it good, you're gonna score a lot. Which for the most part that day, scored really well with it, except for the last game, which was really me. All right. Don't throw it good. Rule number 1. Oh, I got it inside a target. Look at that. Not good. Inside a target, didn't catch it. Those two things combined is going to let the ball skate through the puddle. As far as strength goes, overall strength, I would probably compare it to the Pure Envy, or at least pretty close. The shape between the Pure Envy, which is also an asymmetrical hybrid and made by Hammer, and the shape of the 3D offset are going to be definitely different. The Pure Envy is going to be a little more length and a little bit harder off the spot. And then the 3D offset is going to be a little bit earlier and a little bit slower off the spot. So let me get a couple more shots in here. Try to throw it a little better. There you go. I'm starting to get loose. I got to move right. So anyway, I do think this ball will be good for people that do like to play, as they put it, down and in. So like, if your intentions is to be able to stay to the right and play up the lane, keep your target in front of you, you're gonna like this ball as long as you got enough speed and your center has enough oil. If your center has a lot of friction, you're gonna want speed and hand. I think in between that may not be the ball choice for you unless you're bowling on. Now, if you do bowl on in tournaments, on patterns, I think this will be a good ball to have in your arsenal. Take it to every tournament. There's gonna be times this ball comes into play. It's on the medium to strong side, so early in the block, maybe if it's not too wet and just a little bit of friction, this would be a really good ball when you're having to keep your angles in front of you. It's going to be really good for that. Those are the things I think it'll work really well for. I'm going to bump a board right here. That was weird. I tried to take my hand out of it too. I probably shouldn't have needed to do that, but anyway, I think that's what's going to work best for people with this ball. It is a good ball. for those purposes. I don't know if it's as versatile as the blue one when it came out, but this is going to fit into a lot of people's games that I just described really well. I would say to not buy it if you struggle with speed and your center has a lot of friction and you're just bowling on house every week. This probably isn't going to fit into your game. But for others, you would have a use for this game or this ball, especially if you're a tournament bowler that bowl in a lot of different conditions. This is a good one to have. So it's going to be a little bit different than a lot of your other stuff. And that's what you want. You want to be able to be versatile with different shapes. There, that should strike. And it didn't. Okay, couple of 10 pins. Like I said, best thing for me with this ball would be probably move a little bit more right, take my hand out of it, and allow it to roll forward down lane. So that's what I'm gonna do on my clutch shot. So end of the video, I'm gonna go strike is a win, 9 is a tie, which I hate. 8, big fat loser. All right, let's see how clutch I can be today. Oh, nope. Oh, that's embarrassing. All right, that's all I have to say about that ball. Till the next one, boom out.